Pick your hero. Or villain, I'm not judging. Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Here. A little bit of a snap start here, trying to get things rolling for Berkmar High School. They're playing against Pope High School. They did not fill out their own team information here. They're kind of just listed as Pope High School, which is, or rather as Team 1 on the left side of your screen here. On Berkmar's side, they have their full team ready to go and set up.
Battle starts in 5, 4,
trying to do our best
3,
here
2,
to have a nice game.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I prefer teams of 4, but...
They don't believe.
Clear! An extra force field? Great!
Nice suburban.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
When I push it in, trying to get down, fighting in the middle area here.
Capture the mission area!
Both teams fighting hard to ensure their victory here. Venom coming around the side taking some damage. Ultron taking a lot of damage here. The healer, and eventually does go down here. Now they're coming on to Venom, trying to escape the area. It does get back onto his side here. Remember, red team is Berkmar High School, so rest of this match, the red team is the red team and a good team. Berkmar is trying to capture the point here to protect themselves from taking a loss in this first game here, and they're able to force back Pope, who is trying to pressure but is not able to make their way onto the point. Berkmar doing a good job of playing that scope, preventing them from doing anything in that spot here. Berkmar is queuing up their tanks and holding up that spot, running a 2 DPS, 2 healer, 2 tank composition here. Looking fighting for here, Moon Knight getting a takedown on the enemy Iron Man. Jeff as well. He's able to grab a few opponents, but he's taking himself off the map. He doesn't take Iron Man and Moon Knight off the map. Berkmar with a much smaller set of teammates. However, an Ultra Machine tries to keep Berkmar in the spot. Actually, it's the enemy at the moment that gets killed off. Now Berkmar is being forced off of the point here. Down goes the majority of the players, resulting in control going back over towards Pope High School here. Or they used all their ultimates to do that more or less. So Daredevil's able to get a takedown on the Moon Knight out from spawn. Whole team now for Berkmar waiting, allowing Pope to capture some of the points so they can be together for the actual confrontation here. Both teams sliding forward into the open space. Moving along and seeing what they can do here. In goes Venom trying to pressure some. He's getting hit quite a lot, but as a tank, that is something that he tends to do. Strange also is getting hit quite a lot, taking quite a bit of damage, but he gets a lot of that healed up. As Venom goes in, is on the point, trying to cause some mayhem, and 2 kills go in for Berkmar. But they do as much damage as they can. Moon Knight ulting and getting a takedown, trying to survive an attack by Daredevil. He is going to escape him, at least for the moment, as Berkmar recaptures the point and continues to push the area now. Daredevil, though, trying to get some damage down, but he's not able to do so as Jeff goes down, and so does that Daredevil. Moon Knight doing quite a bit of damage here and trying to keep his team protected. And then a takedown there for Ultron on the Iron Man here. Venom taking quite a bit of damage, but is not going down here as tanky as he is, fighting on that spot, and is going to get a takedown on the Groot. And they're just forcing Pope away and off of the point, preventing them from being able to do anything but effectively just die in that area. Daredevil takes out Iron Man. There's a 99% capture on the point for Brookmar High School, but overtime is threatened. Brookmar trying to keep themselves alive here. Invisible Woman doing a good job of helping force back, healing and shielding her allies. And them taking forward, and then with everybody off the point, and that's a 99% into a capture and a victory on the first section of Convergence and Control. Remember, this game mode is played to 1st to 2, so it's going to continue on from here. We'll be right back.
This is my unnatural selection.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Moon Knight, I hear you've got a knack for tech.
Yeah, and I got friends to help.
Huh. You know, you should invest in a way to hide in the dark.
And we are
maybe
back
black
here with 15
clothes.
seconds to go until this second round. Brookmar takes over the first side. Reminder that Brookmar is on the right side of your screen this time as the away team. While we do play online, home and away is calculated by the play versus system.
4,
So we count as the away team, even
2,
though it's
1.
effectively the same thing,
All you
more
need to do
or
is
less.
capture the mission area.
Moving
Got
forward
it?
here, Brookmar is now going to try to capture that
Cold
point
threats
so
to
they
this
can do
world
some
are
damage
many, and they grow
to
stronger.
their enemies here. And sliding forward here on is Moon Knight. Flying down.
gift from Cashew.
Damage in. And it's going to pepper them from distance to the best of his ability here. As is Ultron. Good job doing that. He's attacked by the Daredevil bank. As the range of that. Take it down. An ultimate from Invisible Woman to prevent the area from being taken. But Ultron flies into this area is able to protect himself. Now down on the ground here, both teams are brawling, but it's like it's a losing battle. But Pope has already lost 3 that they respond at this point. However, Brookmar is able to capture this point and is able to make it seem like they were never in trouble to begin with.
A successful operation.
Brookmar now ensuring their safety here by moving about and spreading about the area and the point. Now playing the choke against Pope, trying to keep them from doing anything. Is medicine. He was getting healed and doing even heal. Now was even taking it out, or trying to get taken out by the Daredevil. They didn't escape, fly away back to the team and get healed.
A gift from
Another healing comes in from Ultron. They're doing a great job of staying above the battle and keeping his teammates up and alive while also dealing with the damage himself. Comes along to get him, but is not able to actually take him out in that first burst of damage.
Clearly you needed
And
some
he
help.
actually gets the kill back on both teams on the ground doing strange, defending the open mission area. Groot's ultimate comes out. But it doesn't seem to be doing much at the moment. But at the very least, it has not finished off Venom, who's able to escape that area and has the bonus health to survive the attack. And not to mention the healing from his healing Groot. This woman chunk it down to half from an attack from the Daredevil, was able to prevent himself and stay alive, and herself stay alive long enough to heal her teammates and herself. Venom still trying to stay alive on the side, doing damage to the backline. Brookmar is capturing this point without allowing Pope to do anything.
Let the
Try their best to fight. Multiple ultimate abilities come out for the side of Pope. However, they aren't actually able to do anything with them, and down go 3 of them on the point despite using almost all of their ultimate abilities, or many of them. Now both players fighting forward, both teams are fighting forward, but Brookmar is just kind of crushing them on the point here, and as time is ticking down here, Pope is off the point. Most of them are dead, and those of them that are alive are trying to make their way back to the point, but it seems to be a bit of a losing endeavor here as Brookmar just chunks out the group. 99% overtime comes through. Ultimates are now coming out for Brookmar. Might as well use them. Can't take them home with you. As Brookmar bludgeons the mission area until they eventually get a kill. Pope trying to use a strange portal to keep stall and keep this point alive here. They do get Squirrel Girl onto the point, and she does ult, but unfortunately she doesn't keep her on the point, and the strange spoiler expires, and it's a 100% to 0% victory in that first game for Brookmar here. Remember, these series are first to 3 total wins across multiple games, and this one is a fantastic victory for Brookmar. Moving forward here, we will be right back.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
All right, and we are back here for game number 2. Berkmar taking game number
30
1,
seconds before
trying
you
to
attack.
stay
Get
above
ready.
Pope here. Again, Pope is team 1 on the left side of your screen. They did not change their team name, so that's something that they have to do, and they did not do so. So because that did not happen, it's just going to be one of those things where I'll have to make sure to remind you that Pope High School is the one that we are looking at here as our common foe.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fighting here for Berkmar, we have Hulk in the place of Venom. They banned Venom in the ban phase. But Hulk is now in to deal some damage to Berkmar High School. He flies in to do just that. Running forward here with Hulk and Strange defending on the front line. They also have a Strange and a Groot on the enemy team. Tried to ban the Groot, but weren't able to get the ban in time. As Berkmar fights forward here, pushing into the open space to try to deal as much damage as they can. Hulk is almost down, though. It does not go down before 3 members of Pope instead are defeated. Both players now fighting forward. Both teams now fighting forward here. Berkmar, though, is just kind of crushing through Pope, just demolishing them with the strength of their composition here. While Pope is struggling to make any headway, while Berkmar is just pushing and pushing. In this game mode, there are 3 checkpoints, with the 3rd checkpoint being the victory. And both teams fight to see who can make it the furthest. Those distance timers up there are a measure for how far each team made it in that amount of time. So Berkmar has made it about 91 meters in that given time there. Down goes Moon Knight off screen there. Apologies for me, that's my switch. Iron Man is about to go down as well, but able to fly out of that space and escape, and now fights back with his team. A great chunk of damage comes in from the Iron Man. He's able to almost take out 2. Gets 1 though, which is still beneficial. And then down goes the Cloak and Dagger here. Fighting forward here. Berkmar rushing into and absolutely destroying Pope at this point in time. A great amount of damage coming out from Iron Man here.
Good time to stop them.
Berkmar gets a checkpoint there. You see they gain 1 point in that space. They're going to gain a point in this game mode, which allows Berkmar to look a little bit stronger in that given space. Pushing forward here, Berkmar tries their best to push through that area. Iron Man dealing some great damage to Groot, trying to take care of the enemy tank, but then flies back to defend himself. Taken out and does go down, taken out completely by the Cloak and Dagger here. One of the healers for Berkmar High School. A Jackal goes off, but I'm not certain that he actually got anybody in it.
Against the world!
Actually, no, he did get Iron Man, but it's an Iron Man, so he does not go down here. 12% health, and he still survives that space. Then Ultimate comes out from the Strange. It does not target anybody, but it does prevent anyone from coming out for Pope High School at this point. Forward here. Now it is Pope fighting into the enemy team. He's getting low. He's probably going to go down in this space, falling through, but he does jump back to his team and is able to collect some heals. He's going to go down. Then Ultimate goes out from Iron Man. Damage keeps him out. But that Moon Knight eviscerates Pope High School, taking out a couple members. And Berkmar is just brushing them down now, or at least to the best of their ability. Tripping over comes Hulk here, who does a bit of damage trying to get something done. While Berkmar just kind of keeps playing the pushing game and does a great job of just forcing the issue and not giving Pope time to actually set up their defenses here. Double tank pushing comp, and there are multiple DPS comp. Iron Man goes low though and is taken out by the storm on the side. However, Berkmar is still fighting in the open space despite not having the Iron Man. I think it would be a bigger deficit for them, but they're just still alive in this space. We're now fighting forward here. Hulk is going down and he gets low and he is knocked into his banner form. He uses his grenade to knock himself up and away. and fight to try to get back into this old form. Jeff does manage to get an ult down, but it isn't quite anything to do with it just that the poke goes in, the ult comes up, and he is going to transform back into his banner form. But most of Berkmar has gone down from that explosion from the Scarlet Witch. And Berkmar has made it through 2 checkpoints here and has 3 minutes and 43 seconds to make it to the 3rd and final checkpoint to win this area. And upon respawn, Berkmar immediately takes 2 down, trying to make it 3. Poke going in and attacking the healers with Poke and knocking down the Jeff. Now trying to take out the Cloak and Dagger and is almost going to do so as she tries to fly away. And she is going to escape him, or try to, but is not doing the best job. Heals herself with the health pack, but is just kind of getting punched over and over again and forced away from the point. She heals herself again. Poke jumps backwards to help his team. Is able to get into the spot to do so, attacking the enemy tank from behind, and then coming back to attack the enemy opponent here. And meanwhile, Berkmar is still pushing
By the eye of Agamotto!
A ult from Strange comes in and stuns multiple opponents for Berkmar, but surprisingly, many of them don't actually go down here, despite the Strange ult taking a lot of them out in an out-of-body experience. However, Berkmar is now getting forced back, taking a bit of damage here, and having to fight their way back up to the point, escaping that general area here. Damage coming down from Holt as he punches into Groot, who is not winning the exchange of blows at the moment, but with the help of Cloak and Dagger, he is able to get a bit more damage in. But now Holt comes out with his stronger form as he smash his enemies, pushing forward here and doing all the damage he can do. Meanwhile, Iron Man and Berkmar are pushing forward here, trying to take out this storm. A lot of damage down on her, and are able to take her down before Iron Man himself goes down. And in the meantime, Visible Woman goes down for Berkmar, but they are able to keep things moving forward here. Both teams still pushing to the best of their ability, trying to get some damage down and done, and trying to finish things out here in this second game to try and go up 2-0. Remember that Pope will still get the opportunity to push, even if Berkmar does push all the way through and get all 3 points here. But it is a greater chance for Berkmar to win if they do so and do so quickly, getting through all the checkpoints here. Pope is fighting back, trying to stall and keep Berkmar off of the point, but he does not seem to be doing too much right now. The ultimate comes down for both Cloak and Dagger and for Visible Woman, but an ult comes down from Storm and takes down most, if not all, of Berkmar, leaving 3 members alive for Poke and 2 members alive for Berkmar. However, the 2 that are alive for Berkmar are still fighting hard, and the heals from the Cloak and Dagger are preventing the Hulk from going down at this time. But now Cloak and Dagger goes down, and Hulk has to jump back to avoid getting taken down himself. But Berkmar needing to group, and only a minute left to push this final point and get the 3rd point here. A much better showing here for Pope in this game, trying and succeeding at keeping things back.
Only 60 seconds left.
He's fighting forward here. Pope jumping into the enemy team, trying to get some damage down, but she isn't quite able to do anything there. Down to the Scarlet Witch, though, taken out by the Moon Knife. And ultimately comes down for Brandon, doesn't do anything. The ultimate coming out for the Cloak and Dagger, but not doing much. The both teams fight forward here. Iron Man trying to take out the Jeff, but he himself might get taken out. But he takes his ultimate ability down into Doctor Strange and blocks it with his shield, unfortunately. And then down goes the Iron Man. Both jumping in, though, trying to get some damage done. And jumping through the air to do exactly that. Storm is taken low and she gets taken out by the Hulk. And now it just leaves Cloak and Dagger, who also gets taken out by the Hulk. But the Hulk ultimate counters that one as he fights through and tries to take out the group here. 10 seconds remain as Berkmar pushes hard and tries to do everything in their power to do as much damage as they can. Pope chasing down the Jeff, but is not able to finish him off. As overtime hits, Berkmar still needs to push to that point to get that 3rd point to try and succeed here in this second game. They still can win if they hold the other team back, but it'd be much better if they could force this overtime and get through this point. It'll come down for Scarlet Witch, who's going to put it down if he gets taken out before the ultimate goes off. And in that chance for getting taken out, Berkmar continues to their push and keeps their push up, and 4 members are down for Pope High School, with only 1 remaining, a Storm, who is stuck in the spawn point and then is taken out by Bruce Banner, not even Hulk, and Berkmar manages to cap the point in overtime, a 3-0 with no time remaining. Now switching sides here, giving Pope the same opportunity that Berkmar has in this space.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
And we'll be right back.
I'm hulking out!
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
All right, we are back here with about 20 or so seconds
Bring this together, Tandy Bowen.
until both teams have the opportunity to fight once again. This time, Pope is the one pushing, trying to do their absolute best to ensure victory for themselves. They need to push all the way to get that third point, or it really doesn't matter what happens for them. Berkmar, meanwhile, needs to prevent them from getting that third point and hold them off so they can no longer score.
On your toes. Here they come.
Pope jumps down from above and gets an attack in the back line and immediately chunks Scarlet Witch incredibly low despite not being able to take her out. The chunk is great, and Moon Knight gets a double kill, taking out both Storm and Magneto. Team's fighting forward here. Pope has been all over the enemy team, just jumping into their backline and destroying them the best that he can. Meanwhile, at the same time here, Berkmar's trying to get some destruction from the rest of their team here. Iron Man shooting into the crowd and trying to get some damage down. The explosions of his attacks are doing significant damage, but no one has gone down yet in quite a while. Meanwhile, Hope is getting pretty low, but he jumps back to his team to heal. Still punching all the way through. He jumps now into the back line and gets some great damage on his Scarlet Witch. Almost takes her out. Meanwhile, Storm gets taken out by Doctor Strange, and Moon Knight gets 2 more. Still doing quite a bit of damage. A smack there on Scarlet Witch, and Pope is just being held in place at the moment here. They have 250 seconds to remove from this position, or they just get, quite frankly, stalled out and crushed into the given space.
Us against the world.
Pope coming down from Cloak and Dagger. However, Berkmar still doing a great job of not actually going down from this. Moon Knight getting some great damage in, but not able to finish off the Cloak and Dagger. He gets super low, but manages to escape the ignition area. Getting low once again, and she's punched by the Hulk and taken out. And Hulk comes down from Scarlet Witch, and she just gets annihilated immediately. Ultimate leaves you easy to take down, but that does not guarantee your life. Storm ults in and tries to take out as many as she can on the way through. She does get 2, but is not able to finish off the rest. Down goes Iron Man, though, also taken out by the Storm, not by her ultimate ability, just by her attack. Pope is now fighting to keep his team alive and to keep them protected from the enemy. Down comes a Moon Knight ultimate, which is not able to defend the rest of Berkmar as a push is now coming through for Pope. Pope jumps backwards to survive here. He's going to go back and try to get some health and is able to grab it to avoid being taken out here. He's still getting attacked, but is able to get healed up by the invisible woman before it is late here. Pope is still pushing, but Berkmar has them in a spot where they have a minute 34 to get even just 1 point and reset that timer here. Doctor Strange is getting taken out though. And in the corner, ultimate comes out, not ultimate actually, a rage storm coming out from Pope that he fights back, and a lot of damage goes down for Berkmar. However, they just simply have not gone down yet. Moon Knight is getting super low and is running for his life, but is able to grab some health and manage to stay alive. He still takes quite a bit of damage, but he still goes into health, and he is going to get some work done, doing some damage that eventually goes down himself. The point is capable for Pope, and if they push it a little bit more, they will force a win here with 60 seconds remaining. Multiple ults coming down, though. Magneto ultimate comes down, but doesn't do anything. Invisible Woman's ultimate keeps the team alive. However, she goes down, and as does Cloak and Dagger, both healers being removed from the fight. Berkmar's just going to have to give up a point here, and the first point is going to go over to Pope. He's going to cap it as Berkmar runs back to regroup and try and do something, moving back out of the way here.
I found them.
Iron Man is shooting into the open space now, dealing a bit of of damage here, trying to rip through the tank of Pope, but they're getting too many heals to really be destroyed at this point. So in goes Pope, again trying to make something happen as all the team moves in. Pope healing her allies with a great ability here. Ultimate comes down from Moon Knight into the enemy backline. And it's quite a bit of damage. She takes out two. And ultimate ability comes out, and as does one from Storm, but she is unable to take out the Broken Dagger despite getting the Invisible Woman, and she is immediately taken out for it. Now Berkmar has a hold on this spot, and if they stand on it with no enemies in the area, they're even able to force back the spider from moving forward and keep that point from being captured here. 2 minutes remaining. Hope needs to get a good push so they have an opportunity to do something here. Down goes Iron Man though, gets blasted by the full attacker once and just loses his life there. Ultimate ability comes out for Jeff, but he's not able to get anybody in. Even though he does get, he is able to get Hulk and he is going to take him out with him. But that is a healer down for Pope versus a tank down for Berkmar. So it's really just a matter of which trade you prefer there. Both teams still pushing. Iron Man coming back to life and doing as much damage as he possibly can and taking out. Ultimate comes down for Scarlet Witch, but it is not able to take anybody out. Moon Knight ult comes down, but he's not able to finish anybody off. Actually, he does manage to get Scarlet Witch on the back end despite losing his life. Fighting here is Iron Man doing his best to push forward here. Doing some damage to Magneto, or he's trying to, but that's a very tanky character there in Magneto. His health is getting lower though with enough damage put into him. And soon he will be taken down if he can't get away, but he is able to get all the way back to his team, and the heals that come with it.
Only 60 seconds left.
Both teams still fighting in those given spaces here. Invisible Woman and Cloak and Dagger doing the healing that they can do. Hope coming forward here and attacking the enemy Cloak and Dagger, but not able to finish her off, but he is able to force her off the point. He does get some great damage in and takes out the enemy Magneto. Both teams still fighting on the spot. There's 38 seconds remaining on this checkpoint. If Berkmar can hold this spot another 30 seconds or so and force back Pope, they will just win the game. As a lot of damage goes in, Pope is just destroying them in the backline, chasing as many of them as he can away into that given space. Jeff gets on the point though to try to keep it alive, but he's taking quite a lot of damage and eventually is taken out in that space. Both teams now sliding forward here. And it's looking like Berkmar has 10 more seconds and they can hold this spot. And they are able to take Groot out. Here comes an ultimate ability from Storm. The tornado comes through and going to rip through a lot of Berkmar here. She's only going to be able to get Iron Man and no one else. Takes quite a lot of damage here. And directly points on the point. Overtime is here. Jeff managed to get his ultimate off, but he's actually taken out by Namor. Magneto ultimate comes out next, and he is able to take out the Invisible Woman, but it is too little too late, and Berkmar takes the second game. Just not enough distance covered here by Pope High School, and Berkmar takes them down 3-1 in game 2. And it'll be moving on to game 3 here. Berkmar doing a good job of suppressing Pope at all points. They were able to get 1 checkpoint, but they weren't able to get 2. MVP goes to the Namor here for Berkmar. And seeing the stats there, it was a great round for that Namor, or for the person playing Namor, who was also Moon Knight at certain points, with 59 takedowns versus the highest being 29 for Pope High School. We will be right back.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Before you attack.
And we are
Get
back
ready.
here with 30 seconds. This time it's about who has the higher
The ancient arcane
percentage.
deities you battle. Have you ever found it peculiar how closely they resemble the creatures of the deep?
I have noticed the similarities.
Of time spent on the
Particularly
point
when
here.
ensnared in their tentacles.
Both teams have its opportunity.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
I don't know the actual mileage, but
How refreshing!
Enemy in front of us.
Alright, we are back here. Both teams are pushing forward here, trying to get some damage down or take out their opposing team. Namor throwing some spears into the open space. Iron Man gets absolutely deleted by Penny Parker there. Off so fast for me to get to it in time. I'm going to push forward here. They got Gambit this time, a main for Knight. And hoping that it gives Berkmar enough opportunity to win a little bit harder than they have been winning. Looking forward here is Berkmar trying to get into that spot, but they're taking a lot of damage and not really doing a lot with it in the meantime here. Down comes an ult from Namor, and it does take out the enemy Gambit. And both teams move forward here. Namor going down onto the strains, but he's able to defend himself, and the Scarlet Witch goes down here. Namor, though, does get taken out. The Ultron Ultimate coming down and pushing into the enemy team, doing what damage he can. He is going to help get quite a few takedowns here for Berkmar, and they are now going to begin capping the point. They are trying to... There are multiple members of Pope are on the point, trying to keep Berkmar off of it here. However, the Penny Parker is taking quite a lot of damage and does get taken out by the Hela.
Resistance is futile.
Jeff now fighting for his best, as well as the Scarlet Witch here. And down goes all three of them, absolutely obliterated off the point here. And with that capture time, that 100% is reached, and now we change over to a game mode where the vehicle is pushed.
Why would I need you?
Pushing here is Berkmar trying to do their best to ensure a similar thing to the previous round. They have an automatic pushing vehicle, and the goal of Pope is to have that vehicle to stop. Wolverine now in the game forces back the enemy team. Ultron getting low and not going down as Ultimate and Ultimates come out. There's a lot happening on the screen right now. They both teams push forward, trying to get some damage down, and then Ultimate comes out from
I am here to
the Doctor Strange, who forcing the issue here for Berkmar High School, and continuing on as Berkmar manages to take down multiple opponents and even more, and force Pope to be pushed backward here. Berkmar can move the point a little bit quicker if they actually get onto it, and they are going to do that now, so that it doesn't just auto push after doing quite a bit of damage to the enemy team. Wolverine goes in and tries to get a lot of damage out, but he gets absolutely obliterated by the amount of enemies in the area as he goes down. So he switches over to Psylocke. Meanwhile, Berkmar is pushing into that area. Hela is ulting and getting quite a lot of damage down, and doing as much as she can and taking out as many enemies as she can, and getting a lot of splash damage down, getting 2 at the end of her ultimate. Damage coming out from the Scarlet Witch, trying to, and she is going to get 1 with the other 4 actually go down for Berkmar, as they actually lose the majority of their members here, leaving only the Luna Snow and the Psylocke, who are hanging back to avoid coming out of order, resulting in a situation where they would be in a disadvantaged state because they have fewer of their teammates nearby.
He stopped them in their tracks.
Both teams still pushing together here, trying to do the best they can. South vanishing and dashing into the back line, trying to get a flank around. Meanwhile, the fighting continues to rage here, with Berkmar forcing the issue and pushing into Pope High School. A lot of damage is coming down for Berkmar, and Penny Parker is getting very, very low thanks to all of this damage. Psylocke comes in from the back and is able to get quite a bit of damage down, but just isn't able to finish anybody off. And Ultimate's going to come out from Jeff, and he is going to get multiple. And the question is, how many are actually going to be killed by this? And the answer is Psylocke avoids and escapes her death. And pushing in here, Berkmar does quite a lot of damage. Penny Parker does come out, try to defend the spot, but she too gets taken out as Berkmar continues their push, seemingly undaunted by the ultimates used by Pope High School. And everything is just chugging along here for Berkmar. Just doing a great job of controlling the space and dealing damage to foes here. There are enemies on the point. A Luna Snow is standing on the point to try to defend the spot. And now all of Pope jumps onto the point to try to stop them here. And an ultimate comes out from the enemy Gambit. However, it has not taken out anybody on Berkmar just yet, despite how low Psylocke has gotten. But the blast damage there keeps her out from Hela. But a lot of damage coming out from Berkmar themselves, as 2 go down for Berkmar and 2 go down for Pope. It's a 4v4. But Berkmar is the ones pushing here. They've seen a little bit more of a push, and down goes the enemy Hela, as Berkmar just has a little bit more of a push, trying to get some damage down. As Pope pushes all around, they're trying to double heal, keeping both of their healers alive. But is it going to be effective enough? An ultimate comes out for Cloak and Dagger, as damage comes out from Scarlet Witch. And still pushing here is Berkmar. Time is ticking. They're trying to get this point. They're 7.72 meters away as down goes Ultron, and all of Pope is on the spot except for Hela, who has been taken down. Damage coming out from Berkmar. Another ultimate coming out here, an ultimate coming out here for Scarlet Witch, who does not get anyone with that burst. The Scarlet Witch is now on Berkmar's team. They've actually lost a little bit of ground here and only have 12 seconds to push to the open point here. Trying to do the best they can to actually get their damage down, as Berkmar forces the issue and tries their best to take the point. 26 meters, it's overtime now, and it's capped by the enemy, and overtime, it's flying down. Someone's got to get to the point, but it doesn't appear anybody's close enough for Berkmar. Berkmar is only going to get 1 point here, stopped at the last possible second here. And this now gives Pope an opportunity to actually switch sides and get their own score here, If they can reach one score and then also reach another score, they have a great opportunity to actually take the victory here. And we'll be right back after the pick stage.
Before you attack, get ready.
Tell me why I shouldn't reduce you to scrap this very second, Ultron.
My encoded virus make mankind immortal.
We have beaten death before on our own.
We are back here with 10 seconds until the game actually begins.
The battle starts in
Berkmar
5,
having the opportunity
4,
to close this thing out if they can
2,
hold
1.
Pope to a similar, if not a slightly less score than them, with a singular point and with a similar amount of time elapsed, or rather distance elapsed in that second stage. They can hold them here in this first stage, and Namor's trying to do just that with all of the damage that he's putting down. However, Pope is doing a great job of not actually going down from this set of damage, but damage is damage, and eventually it will make a difference here. And Berkmar continues to throw the damage into the space here. Magneto is getting very low in the front line for Berkmar, but is not quite taken down, as is Dr. Strange.
I am strengthened for battle.
Flying up and above is Strange, who has to jump back to his team as his shield comes out. Jeff's ultimate coming out here. He's trying to do what he can, but doesn't appear that he's going to get anything. He actually gets taken out by Magneto. As Pope is now getting forced back. However, down goes the Doctor Strange. And then he gets incredibly low, but actually is not taken out thanks to the healing.
By the eye of Agamotto.
However, a Strange ultimate gets almost all members of Berkmar there. But an ult from Namor also takes back 3 members from Pope. And now there's only 1 member of Berkmar's team still on the point. Sorry, 2 members of Berkmar's team on the point. The Cloak and Dagger and the Magneto. We're trying to keep the point from getting capped, but it is getting to that point and they can't get onto the space. They do manage to get there though and keep that cap from stopping. Ultimate comes down from Cloak and Dagger, who's doing her best to defend the point here. Pope needs to get this cap in the next 2 minutes or they do lose the game. And they are doing a good job of exactly that. As things are forced forward here. Lucy is fighting hard. And Ultimate coming up with Scarlet Witch, but she gets absolutely obliterated by the Doctor Strange. And actually all of Pope is wiped in one swift motion. And now it is Berkmar forcing the capture percentage down off of that first tick, or rather last tick. 2 minutes remaining here. If Berkmar can hold this point for 2 more minutes, they simply win the game here. Both teams now pushing and fighting forward here. Damage coming out from Berkmar from a distance. Magneto trying to do what he can into the open space. And a Gambit ultimate comes out for Berkmar, but a Gambit ultimate also comes out for the enemy team. However, an ultimate from Doctor Strange gets multiple, and all of Pope is once again wiped out. Every single one of them going down here as Berkmar continues to push them away. Pope now only has a minute and about 15 seconds or so to actually capture this point, as you see at the top of your screen here. And if they aren't able to do that, then it will be a victory here for Berkmar High School, who is pushing and fighting to the best of their ability. Down goes... Down does go the Ultron, as Hela tries to deal some damage from above, but she's getting taken down by the Namor, who is able to finish her off. Actually, no, she barely survives, it seems, as Berkmar fights off, but a swallow, and Pope is actually able to push through that first section and get that point. It is now into the next mission objective area. Magneto is forced back and forced into the enemy backline, doing as much damage as he can and trying to fight his way out of that space as he is on his lonesome. But it's hard for a tank on his own behind enemy lines, trying his best to escape and survive. He's able to heal himself though, and is able to hold off for the moment, the time being, though he is well behind his team. Pushing forward here is Berkmar trying to now stop Pope, who has done quite a bit of damage, but an ultimate from Namor takes out 2. And Berkmar is able to slow them down immensely and capture the point back, now forcing it back to whence it came and pushing into the enemy space. Magneto is still in their back line, trying to push into them and trying to take out the Cloak and Dagger, and they are able to get rid of her. Pushing forward here, Hela is getting very low, but is able to escape. At least for now, she is. A lot of damage goes into her. Pushing forward here, though, Berkmar just tries to keep Pope from actually gaining an advantage and keep them running backwards. They have 2 minutes to capture, or rather to reach the same space as Berkmar, and if they're not able to do so, then they will be in trouble. Magneto ult comes down, but is not able to take out the Cloak and Dagger, who is able to escape it, but it does force her back, and she's actually taken out eventually by Namor, as the rest of Pope is getting forced back, and Berkmar is just aggressively moving into them, and all the damage that's coming down. However, down does go Magneto, despite all the damage he put in, but Namor gets a takedown onto the Doctor Strange, and trying to force that vehicle backwards once again. A minute 37 now for Pope, who's in a much worse situation than Berkmar was in, where they were stuck at a spot that was much further up, but stuck all the way back here. If Pope can't advance this spot any further, they simply lose the game. And that is not a situation that they want to be in. Gambit ultimate comes out from Berkmar, as Gambit goes in to try to get some damage down. And while there is some damage happening, there's actually not many takedowns going on. Jeff gets very, very low, but does not go down. Strange does get his ultimate off, but isn't actually able to take out the Magneto with it. And 3 go down for Pope, while 2 go down for Berkmar.
Only 60 seconds.
Berkmar, however, still has not given up the points. Hela is incredibly low, but is somehow not dead here. Both teams still pushing, or rather, it's just Pope pushing, doing their best to try and finish things off here. In comes Magneto, pushing the point once again and doing quite a bit of damage to the Scarlet Witch, but not able to take her out despite the damage that she's doing. Dr. Strange goes down, and ultimate comes out from that space, and Namor gets a couple, as does Magneto. Magneto does go down, but quite a lot of damage comes out from him despite that, as Pope has only 20 seconds here to advance a lot further than Berkmar had to. And it does not look like they're going to be able to do so just based on how things are going for them right now, as Berkmar continues to fight forward here. And with the combined healing and damage output, an ultimate coming out from the Scarlet Witch to try and do something, but an ultimate coming out from Ultron, pushing into the space as ultimates come out from both Cloaks and Daggers. An ultimate comes out from Doctor Strange, who gets a multi-man stun, but he's not able to finish anybody off in that space in time, as overtime is still up, but down goes multiple members for Pope as they try to retreat and escape. Overtime is coming to a close, and now it is a victory in Game 3 for Berkmar High School here, taking over and taking out Pope High School here in this 3rd game. What was a pretty strong show in the first 2 games, but became a little bit of a pressuring moment here for Berkmar, with Pope doing their absolute best to take them down. But instead of doing that, Berkmar instead is able to hold fast and win this game, moving on to 4-1 on the season and 3-0 in this particular series. And here are some stats from that 3rd game. 46 takedowns for Namor, again the most on the team, versus only 23 for the enemy team here. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you coming out and supporting us. If you did, have a wonderful evening.